What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is Pepper with Everett. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but I was chatting with someone after the VNL, going back and forth, and I was just like, you know what? Instead of just doing this via text, why don't you come on and we have a nice little chat? So welcome to the show, a very special guest, fresh off a silver medal at the VNL, none other than Mr. Erik Shoji. Erik, how you doing? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. And I agree. We were texting. It's like, let's just go public with this, you know? Let's just
Yeah,
get on a
absolutely.
stream. And no, I'm good. I'm back in
Hmm.
California training after VNL, like you said, and getting ready for a couple more tournaments.
Great. Had some nice time in Hawaii, looks like. Got to see the fam. Got to hang out a little bit. How it must be so nice the fact that when you go home, it's to literal paradise. Like when people
Yeah.
picture paradise in their mind, they picture Hawaii. And when you get to go home, that's what you go home to, is you go home to literal paradise.
Well, first of all, I agree. Second of all, I'm gone most of the year, so when I do get to go home, I feel like so lucky. I feel like when you're in it, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, there's the mountains, there's the ocean. But when you're not there often, you're like, wow, colors and sunrise and sunset and um it's pretty beautiful. I'm so lucky to be from there and get to experience that. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's not bad.
It's not bad coming from Little Paradise. Are you, in many years, I hope, when you look at retirement, are you looking at going back to Hawaii? Are you looking back going back to the islands?
It's $1 million question. Honestly, I would love to be splitting time, being in a job that I can work from multiple places, whatever that means. I haven't locked down a plan quite yet, but yeah, there's some options out there to be pretty flexible. So hope you're going to capitalize on that in the future.
I mean, it's 2026. You're already one of the kings of content creation in volleyball, right? I feel like you already have that pathway kind of set up for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I want to be doing content for the rest of my life. I think it'll be part of the gig, whether that's coaching and putting
Of
it
course.
online or, being a part of a team or whatever and bringing that to the table. But do I want to be making videos? I mean, it is pretty easy money sometimes, but I don't know. I feel like I'm almost aging
Especially
out
when
of
you're
that
especially
already,
when
but
you're Erik Shoji.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
see.
I think it's going to be interesting because like the content creator life and like role was created like within our generation,
Yes.
and so we don't know what it looks like to be like an older content creator in that way.
Yeah.
Like
You're
is
right.
Jake Paul still going to be making movies when he's like videos when he's 60? Is Mr.
That's the
V still
thing.
trying to give us like, is
I
that what's
mean,
going to
it's
be
like
happening? I don't know.
I feel like I'm even too old to be making like these relatable content with the sounds and like joking around at volleyball. It's one thing to like mic myself
Yeah.
up or to do a coaching session, which anyone, you can do as you're older, but I don't know, like the cutesy little I don't know, whatever sound you use. It's like, I don't know. It's like a couple years. Probably got to cut those off, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. Now you
But
had a couple of
it's
weeks
it,
off.
it's still a world, yeah. Sorry. Keep going.
No, no, it is. It is definitely still a world. It's still out there, and you are undeniably one of the kings of it.
Thank
So
you.
it's fun to watch. It's fun to be along for the ride. Now, you have had a few weeks off. You're back in the gym, just like as of this week.
Yes. Just to clarify, we had
Yeah,
a week off.
and
We had a week off.
a week off. A week off. An
Just
entire
to
an entire
clarify.
week off.
Just to clarify. Yeah, so that's kind of always been the way that we do things is like after VNL, we'll get a week off. I think one year we had 2 weeks, which was like crazy. And
Yeah.
yeah, now we're back. I mean, we're going to the upcoming schedule for us is that we're heading to Poland a week from Monday for
Wow.
the Wagner
Mo-
tournament.
Memorial Wagner. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
which is a great tournament. And I think once we get there, we'll probably get in the spirits. It's hard to know that we're traveling to Europe again. But
Yeah.
once we're in competition mode, that's one thing. And then I mean, I'm hoping to see you in Moncton, Canada. September 11th or September 12th. New Brunswick, Moncton, New Brunswick. I know
Yeah, the bright lights.
it's Danny Domyanenko and his wife's territory. So um I know it's very far, but we will see.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is. Moncton
Never been
is
there.
I played a U15 national championship in Moncton in like 2007, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. So it
All I
has some
know
of the
is that it's
highest
very
tides in the
far.
world.
Oh, interesting.
It is very far.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it has
yes,
some of the highest tides. Like,
that's the NORCECA championships, USA, Canada, Cuba, Mexico, Puerto Rico, those types of
yeah.
teams. And
And,
also
and
weirdly an Olympic qualifier after the tournament, but we can get into that.
yeah, I mean, you guys don't have to play that though. Luckily, you guys are already
No,
qualified.
so
You're already
what
going.
yeah, the weird part was, and I didn't find this out probably till April or March. The NORCECA ends on a Wednesday. And I was like, why would the NORCECA
Yeah.
championships end on a Wednesday? And then Danny Domyanenko um, told me because there's a semifinal and a final after that on Friday and Saturday from the top four teams that aren't USA to go to the Olympics. And that blew my mind. But actually, it kind of makes sense because they don't want us manipulating the competition in any way.
Yeah.
But it was a shock to me.
Yeah, it is a wild situation for sure. Where, it's basically you have to play an entire tournament and then you have to play a mini tournament after that with the top four teams. So
Yeah.
that one will definitely be a little more important than the actual NORCECA
Well,
championships
that's kind of the interesting
themselves.
part, right? Because I looked at the NORCECA website yesterday. There's potential to be playing 6 days in a row for the championship in
Yeah.
classic NORCECA
Yeah.
fashion.
I mean, I feel like it's just classic volleyball fashion. I mean, it's definitely that kind of one of the things I wanted to ask you about, but like you just came back from winning a VNL or winning a VNL silver medal, and you guys had to play a final less than 24 hours after having to play a semifinal where you went to five. Japan had it even worse, where they had to play their bronze medal match like 20 hours, 19 hours right after they had gone to five with you guys. And as you mentioned, like you only get 1 week off in volleyball. There's the VNL, which no other sport has, like a yearly competition like that. Now the World Championships are every 2 years. Club seasons are going longer and longer, with the Champions League running into May, and you've got a few weeks to prepare for the VNL at that point. Like, does it ever stop, or are you just getting like going straight from Moncton right to Berlin for your pro contract?
Well, luckily I get a couple weeks off, but it's not much in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, the schedule is pretty crazy. I think the more and more we continue to look at it, it's like we probably need to adjust it just a little bit. And disclaimer here, I don't want to make any excuses why we win games, why we lose games. But the schedule is tough. That final schedule was,
Mm-hmm.
I think we were joking about creating some sort of algorithm with AI to like check what are the percentages of like the third day that you play, which in some cases we're doing for VNL. What are the percentages of playing the early game after the late game? And I'm not sure there's a way around it, but
Mm,
Japan was screwed, quite
yeah.
frankly. I mean,
Oh yeah.
is Slovenia a quality team? Of course. They probably could have beat
Mm-hmm.
Japan anyway, but I mean, a five-setter, emotional, coming back 16 hours later, whatever it was, and having to play that
Yeah.
match. It's just like I think VNL needs to adjust that. I think we need to be playing Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, quarterfinals all on Wednesday, semifinals Friday, and final Sunday, just to keep it a little bit more spaced out.
Yeah. And I mean, on the men's side, it was weird as well because like the opposite semifinals, like it was like one match from each semifinal was playing on the same days. So, like you guys played on the second. Yeah, you guys played in the quarterfinals against Italy on the second day of
Yeah,
the quarterfinals. And then you
yeah,
guys had to play Japan, who had like a day off
yeah.
more. than
Yeah.
you guys. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I
I
did
guess I didn't
say like
even
because I
really
did a
think
live.
about that.
Yeah, it was weird because usually you'd think like, hey, if like you're going to be playing the semifinals, at least you're going to match up the two semifinals and be playing each other on the same
Yes.
day. But they didn't do that at all, which was wild. I did say because I did do a watch along for both, actually all of your games. I guess I did a watch along during the finals, and right after you guys beat Japan, I was like, I don't think Japan's beating Slovenia tomorrow. I don't think they have a chance. Not only because of the turnaround, but going undefeated the way they did. I mean, we saw it from the Brazil women in 2024, I think it was,
Mm.
when they did the same thing where they went undefeated for 13 games and then lost in the semifinals and lost that bronze medal game because, Japan, that emotional, like Ishikawa looked crushed after
Yeah.
in his interview after he played you guys, and it sucks because Japan had a really good tournament. They played outstanding
Yeah.
throughout 13 matches and just came a little short.
Yeah, I think with Japan, they're a team that their physicality isn't gonna like necessarily win them matches. So they have to like play a style of volleyball that is really, really hard. And it's
Hmm.
taxing and it's demanding. And I think that, you know, they had an amazing tournament. I think our match against them was one of the best all time, if I have to say so myself. But
For me, it was hands down the best match of the VNL. It
yeah,
was definitely the most entertaining match of the VNL.
but again, just going back to that day and knowing the schedule and knowing that Slovenia was back home rehabbing before we even had gone to our semifinal. Again,
Hmm.
no shade to Slovenia here. They took advantage. They got the bronze, but that was not easy for Japan. I mean, we got home at 11:30. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I can say no excuses a million times. It sounds like I'm making an excuse, but it's just what it is. And I thought we fought amazingly well in that final. Maybe, our legs got a little heavy in the fifth. Who knows? But
Hmm.
again, I think we can adjust. Volleyball world's doing some cool things. So let's do one more cool thing. Let's adjust that just a little.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys looked like they were like heading into the fourth. I was like, I think the U.S. can take this here. Like, I think they've got this. Like, you guys, it was almost like the opposite of what happened in the Japan game where Poland was all over you guys in that first set, and I was like, oh, this might be a quick one. And then you guys
Yeah.
woke up in the second and third, made a lot of fun, and headed into the fourth. I honestly thought that you guys were going to be able to take it to them. And someone said in my chat, and I agreed with this. It was like either you guys were going to win in four, or if Poland was going to come back, they just might have too much momentum. And ultimately, that's kind of what happened. Did you go into that fourth
Yeah.
set thinking like, hey, we can, like, we've got this?
I think a part of us thought that because we understood even in that first set, I think we were in a timeout at one point, and we kind of knew Poland wasn't playing that well. They weren't playing up to their potential, and we
Yeah.
had like 6 defensive transition opportunities, and we hadn't converted one of them. So we knew that if we could kind of just maybe convert 2 or 3 of those, we were going to win these sets. And I think that's what we did in 2 and 3.
Hmm.
And I'm just trying to think of where we went in that fourth. I don't know. I just think that 2 aces in the end by Fornal, one a bomb and one off the tape, just kind of did us in. But we played some good
Yeah.
volleyball and did some good things, and we'll see next time.
I mean, like the kid Cole Hartke came in, got subbed in to get a block for you guys, gets the block immediately. You guys take the lead late in that fourth set. And I was like, oh, that could be coming in. And then for now, honestly, I think that those 2 aces for now really is what gave him that MVP. I think it was well deserved. I think I actually said it himself. He's like, it was such a team win that you could kind of pick anyone on the roster and you
Yeah.
give it to them. But I thought for now really deserved it. But those 2 aces there really, really clutched it for them.
I mean, I'm also not sure that there's another team in the world where you can take 2 starters in and then put one back in opposite and
Yeah.
they win the match. That's just the strength of Poland, their depth. I played with Semeniuk. I know how good he is. He
Yeah.
was arguably the MVP of that match in particular.
He was, yeah.
So, um,
He led them
yeah,
in. He
I mean,
led them in scoring in that match, and
it's
like
pretty
in coming off the bench in the second.
it's pretty frustrating to get Leon out get bowl lunch out, insert Leon back in, and they are still an amazing team, So
Yeah. But like on the flip side of that, I think feel like there was a lot of question marks around this American team heading into this VNL. Do you feel like a lot of those questions have been answered after the way you guys played over the entirety of the VNL, making the final, taking it to Poland, and you're still missing a few guys. It looks like Micah was injured over down the stretch as well too. I guess TJ was injured in the finals as well. Like you guys must be feeling pretty stoked about how the VNL went for Team USA this summer.
I think a lot of questions were answered, at least partially. I
Yeah.
mean, I think our opposite was a big question. Rotating around Gabby, Kyle Ensing, Kyle Hobus played last year. And then Jake, who is just kind of a wild card in general in life, and he would admit to that as well, um, put up some points for us. And actually, I remember a video that you had made about Jake just scoring wherever he had gone, professionally. And I thought he played pretty freaking well for this entire VNL and scored a lot of points and inserted himself as that starting opposite. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, he was 9 for 9, I think, in the third set for you guys, in that
Which we
match
had no
against
idea. I had
Poland.
no idea, but
Yeah, it was he was incredible. I felt like he stepped up in a massive way. But then also like you have Cole Hartke who's kind of stepped up too and inserted himself in the conversation. He's a monster of a big boy out there.
yeah,
And it like those question marks, I feel that like the opposite question has been answered. I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, is Anderson too old? I feel like that answer, for at least another year, that question has also been answered because Matt Anderson was vintage all throughout this VNL, playing minutes and just scoring at will and passing. Like he got targeted so many times in serve receive, and he's still out there
yeah.
putting up numbers.
Yeah, Matt was insane. I think a lot of us worry about age, even in ourselves sometimes. But yeah, Matt's just a workhorse and steady. And I think the biggest thing is that he brings a certain level of professionalism and just even keelness, I don't know if that's a word,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the program and to the team. And if he can score 20 points a game like he did, I mean, that just adds to it. Like you said, Michael wasn't feeling his best. TJ wasn't feeling his best. So I think we can only get better. And some of these younger guys are going to go to their pro season for number 2 or number 3, and yeah, continue to get better. I think we saw Merrick shine in the match against Poland, and Avril put up some good offensive numbers. So the improvement from last year to this year was pretty cool
yeah.
to see.
Pretty massive. I mean, Merrick is touching so high up there. It's just kind of a cheat code. He's like if there was a 2K volleyball,
Yeah.
he'd be untouchable. He'd just be on just chuck it up meter balls and just let him swing away.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was really cool to see Ethan also start and be steady throughout the finals. Maybe not play his best, but then we saw Cooper come in and do some really cool things, especially against Japan. So, Karch puts a big emphasis on everyone being ready and being ready to play and having that confidence. And I think we saw that, and that was really fun to see.
How much confidence did you guys bring into that Italy match? Because I wasn't sure. That was like I was more doubtful about you guys against Italy than I was against Japan, and I was like my call on that match was completely wrong because I thought Italy's serve receive was going to be able to withstand your serve pressure, and you guys were one of the best serving teams throughout the entirety of the VNL, but you guys went and absolutely demolished them from the baseline. You chased Lavia away. You made Luca Poro, who was a fantastic serve receiver, look kind of
Yeah.
average in that match. You guys had 14 aces and only 14 errors, which is like a 1-to-1 ace to error ratio is incredible, especially for men's volleyball. Like, was that a surprise to you guys about just how dominant you were from the baseline?
I think so. I mean, we know that. Well, we had a good match against them in Ottawa, so
Yeah.
we went 5 with them. Obviously, we're both bringing up some different lineups, but losing to Bulgaria and Poland and Chicago, I'm not sure our practices leading up were that great. It's hard when you're traveling and all of that, but Micah came out at 1-1 and got an ace, and I think we were like, if Micah can get an ace,
Yeah.
no shade, Micah, Like other
Oh,
guys can
come
get
on.
ace.
Micah's a good server. Come on. He's a
I
good
always make fun of
server.
him. If he serves over like 100 kilometers, we're just happy with him. But yeah, Jake was gnarly that match, and our serves are weird. Like passing them in practices, they're not like the perfect top spin. They're not that predictable. We saw Jake like tear a wrist away. We saw him flub one to the corner. It's like I think Italy was just shocked with the variety that we had and just weirdness that some of those serves brought. But I think we were pretty shocked. I was confident that we could win in three, like 25-21 every set. I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, like there was no question towards the end of that match. Well, no, actually, I guess you
In the
guys were
middle of
down.
that third
Yeah,
set, yeah.
in the middle of that third set, you guys were down 15-10. And I actually kind of feel bad because once again, I was doing a watch long and I was like, guys, if ever you wanted to put a bet on Italy, like now's the time because, the numbers like that spread is still going to be in favor of USA, but you can feel
Yeah.
Italy coming back. And then Jake just went back there and crushed their souls with that
Yeah.
serving run in the third.
I mean, that's all that was. And then you could kind of see them tighten up in serve receive, put a couple balls over the net that maybe they shouldn't have. And then on top of that, I thought we made some plays. Maybe we got one lucky break. I remember Ethan got blocked and like he covered it himself while in the air. And I just put up a random set to Jake, who hit a weird falling attack that only Jake Haynes can do. So things were just adding up for us at that point. But I know we definitely didn't want to go 4 or 5.
No,
So yeah, that
that's
was pretty much just Jake there.
that like you do not want to go 5, especially against that Italian team.
Yeah.
They've been known to come back in big games and being down, and then all of a sudden you're getting reverse swept by Italy, and that's yeah.
I know who you're talking about, and your fans are not going to appreciate the that commentary from you. But yeah, I mean, it was just cool to see people step up. I mean, even going into the Japan game, Ethan Champlin getting put on the bench, coming back in, and getting that ace in the end, and getting
Oh,
another real point. I mean,
that ace
it's
to
just
close. If he doesn't win, if he doesn't get that ace, I think Japan wins that match.
yeah, I'm not
Right?
sure we win that match either.
Because
So
they had been down by 3 in that fifth set. They had just gotten the lead back on a huge challenge, and then Champ comes in. And I've been saying for a while that I'm a big Ethan Champlin truther. He's played for the past couple of years for he was in Lundberg last year. And he was for Lundberg the year before he was at Gießen.
He was in Gießen, yeah.
And he actually played the year before when he was at Gießen with one of my former club teammates. So I kind of got to watch him quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the same thing when he was in Lundberg as well. And I've been a big Ethan Champlin truther for a while, and I thought he was very solid for you guys over the entirety of the VNL. Like that was kind of another question mark about who was going to kind of win that spot. And I think Ethan did such a good job doing that.
Yeah, he's just a steady player, and he does the right things. Like maybe he's not going to put up the best offensive numbers or even pass the ball perfectly every time, but he's going to continue to work and do the right things to help us win. And I think that's just the quality that he brings and the kind of person that he is. So I know that when me and Matt are out there and we have Ethan and the three of us, it felt really good in that finals. And again, like, are we going to get aced? Of course. But are we going to work together to do the right things? Yeah.
I won't lie. Ethan Champlin, like, he reminds me of an East Coast volleyball player, but he's not an East Coast volleyball player. He has that grittiness to him, and he's from California. Yeah. But I always associate like a little more grittiness to the East Coast guys. There's always just really good like finesse from like the California guys. The East Coast guys are like a little grittier, and then the Hawaii guys are just smooth. That's how I've always broken down American volleyball.
I think in Hawaii we just know that we're the best, but we have a lot of we're very humble, so we just don't say it. But I'm saying it now that I think we have the best players. That's all I'm saying.
Is it
by
Hawaii
by percentage?
I mean, you can't disagree with that, especially with how many Hawaiians. And do we count Taylor Averill as an honorary Hawaiian because he went to the University of Hawaii? He is because I feel like Taylor Averill wants to be Hawaiian so bad. Like I feel like
he does. He honestly fits in with the culture, maybe even more than I do.
Okay.
We'll take it. For me, it's always been like three of us or four are born and raised. Taylor went to college. Garrett Margaritia lives there.
True.
So there are ways to incorporate for sure.
Yeah. That Hawaiian takeover for sure.
But we
Of
also have a
of
chip because nobody like knows about us. We don't really play the club tournaments. So maybe we have a
true.
small chip that propels us forward. Who knows?
I mean, but maybe that's because like no one knows you guys when you show up, right? That's why you guys dominate? Because like Hawaii, I feel like Hawaii teams do pretty good at the club level
In general, I would say
in
that they
general.
do
Yeah.
pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and they all come from your high school, right? It's all just Punahou guys who come out
Yeah.
and dominate. It was funny because I did an interview with Josh Nakoba, who's also a Punahou guy,
Yes, he is.
and there's a pretty like storied list of volleyball players to come out of Punahou High School.
Yeah.
And I would say that Josh Nakoba is arguably one of like, especially now, one of the biggest names among those guys. And he's
Josh
never
is
stepped on the
killing it.
court really. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the content game in, from Volleyball World, from USA Volleyball, has been incredible. To see, photos that were tagged in or collabing in, or these sick highlights and with slow mo and diving, it's like that's what we need, right? It's
Hmm.
like we're getting just so many different eyes on the game because of these clips. And people like Josh and, Holly, who's worked for me, who works for
Yeah.
USA Volleyball, they've changed the landscape. And I love them. I talk with those guys all the time. I think they're doing incredible work, including I'll give you your flowers as well. So
No, no, no. Not compared to Holly and Josh.
I think that they're killing it, and it's fun to see it. Like I love going back after a game and seeing a Micah crazy back set in slow mo or a Nishida hit. It's like
Yeah,
that's what we need. They're getting millions of views on these videos, and they can't be all volleyball people, right? So we're getting some new eyes on the game.
for sure. For sure. Although I'll be honest, I don't think we necessarily need new eyes. We just need to engage the people who already like volleyball, right?
I
There's
agree.
there's there's more than enough there's more than enough volleyball players out there. Volleyball is
Yeah,
one of the biggest sports in the world, but we just don't engage our fans in a
yeah,
proper way. But that's there's a larger conversation of fully
yes.
full,
But yes,
full, full
Josh is from my high school. I know his sister and his dad as well. They're good people.
yeah. Is there such thing as bad people on the islands of Hawaii? Or is like just
I mean,
just
I would
good vibes all
say
the
in
time?
general, it's great. It's good vibes. You'll find a sour apple wherever you go, right?
Yeah, that's fair. It's people are people are people.
People are people.
Yeah. But like overall, now you guys year two with Karch. How has that been? And it seemed like this like last year was just a figure it out year. A lot of
Yes.
new bodies, a lot of young guys. A lot of the old guys aren't there. Just kind of figure it out, feeling out the landscape. But this year was Team USA volleyball. You pretty much have all the guys in the gym minus like an Aaron Russell, maybe a Thomas Jeshki as well too. And it seemed like this seems does feel different than a John Sparrow team, which no shade and no issues with John Sparrow whatsoever. It's just a different style of volleyball and coaching. So how has it been now under year two under the GOAT?
Like you said, I think last year was really a transition phase, figuring out. I mean, Karch would admit that he's still learning the men's volleyball game, after being in the women's for so long. And then, bringing on Lucas Slabe, Javier Weber continuing with the team. So it was a little bit rocky at the start, if I'm going to be honest. That first trip to Brazil wasn't great for the team in last year's VNL. This year, after we kind of figured out, whose role is whose, how we're going to play, how competitive we're going to be, I felt like we stepped into that again early on this summer. And you could see us just playing a better brand of volleyball, um, more confident, more competitive, doing the right things on the court. And then I think just grinding out a couple of wins during that VNL was really important for us. And Karch is at the head of that.
For sure. Like in VNL is just such a grind, and like Spraw was always just so analytical, and like it just seems like Karch is such a big competitor.
Yeah.
Um, Do you think, we talked a little bit about Jake Haynes a little bit before, and how he's sometimes like a little bit of a wild card. And there was a funny clip that I saw where Jake got blocked in though I guess it was like the one time he got blocked in the match against Japan. He grabs the ball and just saying something to the ref, and Matt Anderson just grabs him and pulls him into the huddle. And
Yeah.
Matt, there was no like Matt wasn't like chastising him or anything. It was just like, hey, let's go refocus. And you've always said that, like you said yourself, Matt Anderson is just so even keeled. Jake Haynes is very much a firecracker. And is it good that you have, Karch, who's also like uber competitive, and he's very emotional in the sidelines in a different way, to kind of rein in some of that enthusiasm you have from a guy like Jake Haynes?
Yeah, I think what's been really cool about Jake is that we'll just say craziness. Again, he would admit to all of this. I'm not just speaking behind his back. Um, what's cool about what I've seen this summer is that most of it is directed towards moving us in a positive direction.
Mm-hmm.
That instance where Matt kind of pulled him aside, maybe that was like the one time in 6 matches that he had kind of gone to the referee in a certain way. And it was over a tip call, I think. But um, yeah, Matt being even keel, and then Karsh being able to balance his competitiveness with being kind of that person that has to keep us steady. It's just been a really good balance, especially during that BNL finals. And I don't know about you, but I love seeing Karch celebrate and get animated, and
I love
do
it.
his
Yeah.
little squat. And um, it's something that we didn't really see him do with the women.
No.
So it pumps me up to know that he feels free enough and at ease enough and confident enough with us to show that. And Karch's thing is, when we're in practice, we're going to be analytical. We're going to do the right things. We're going to work on things, and he's going to be hard on us. But in matches, we're there to compete, and I think that he shows that more than anyone, which is pretty awesome.
I mean, I feel like he's also allowed to show that too, just based off of his resume, and like
Yeah,
he is the GOAT for a reason. But especially I started watching, my like awareness of volleyball comes in the 2000s, just as he was still playing on the AVP tour. And the
yeah,
AVP tour was in it. Like, if you guys are young and Gen Z and you don't realize how big the AVP tour was in the 90s and the 2000s, it was big. Like, you could watch it on ABC on weekends in prime time live,
yeah,
Geeter pumping the crowd up. So like, I still remember watching Karch when he was still playing. Like, those were some of my first like introductions into the game. So seeing that
yeah.
squat and that passion back out there, and the fist pumps is huge.
I mean, there was nothing bigger for him than for me to serve a ball in the court. I for me it was like, this is funny, first of all. But he was like so pumped that I would even accept that role. And I was like, what am I going to do? Say no to you? Like, but he was so stoked that, me or whoever else, Ethan Chaplin against Japan, like that we accept these things, we go in and we do our best. And then he is just like, competes with us out there. It's like we have almost a seventh person out there, because he's one very close to the court, and just, he brings that fire, which again, no shade to John. It's just not his style, but,
No, yeah.
um,
You got
Karch,
to you got
yeah,
to you got to
I
lean
love
into
that
what
he's,
you're good at, right?
yeah, I love that Karch is bringing that. I'm just stoked for him that he feels comfortable enough to do it, because I don't know if he was with the women. It was just a different style.
Yeah. Is it like, the potential storyline that we could have, and the storyline that will be coming into LA, is you have the goat of all goats returning to his homeland, in a way. Like, he grew up in Santa Barbara, he played at UCLA, he dominated on the beaches in in like South Bay, and he's won how many Manhattans. He won the first ever Olympic gold for beach volleyball in Atlanta. He's done so much, and like, the potential storyline of him tying it off with a bow in LA, is that something like, is that awareness just always lingering around when you guys are with Team USA right now, or is it something you just kind of stick in the back of the closet and forget about it for now?
I think we all know it. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? But I think Karch does a good job of like keeping us present, first of all, and also knowing like we're all giving everything that we can, and that's all we can do, right? We can't control it. Like, are we well aware that he has 7 Olympic medals and we don't want to be the first one to mess that up? Absolutely, we're aware of that. But do I ever feel that from Karj? Absolutely not.
Hmm.
It's not him being like, I need another medal. It's like,
Yeah.
we want another medal. And yeah, the storyline could be absolutely amazing. I think it enters our brain every once in a while, but it's not like this looming darkness over us. Definitely not.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it would be 20 years as well, like 2008 to 2028 for since the last gold medal for the American men as well. Like there's a lot of storylines that could be in there. But this with this VNL and the performance that you guys had and with the growth you've seen over the course of the team, like do you feel like that's very much a reality? Like do you feel like you guys are in a spot right now 2 years away? And obviously you can't win the gold medal right now 2 years away, but I do feel like you can lose it 2 years away. Do you feel like you guys are in a spot right now where you guys can see yourselves competing for a medal in LA in 2028?
Absolutely. I towards the end of the NL, I was like, we're back. You know, we're competing for medals because it had been 2 years since we made the finals.
Yeah.
So, which there's a lot of different factors for that. But to know that we made the finals, we competed, we beat Italy, we beat Japan,
You
like
guys had the hardest road for sure.
arguably, yeah.
Definitely with it, you had
I
to
mean,
play
we put
Italy and
ourselves there. We put ourselves there, but
yeah.
um, I think teams are on the lookout for us again, and we're happy with where we are. So yeah, I absolutely think it's a possibility that we win and or medal.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, as I mentioned, like you guys aren't even fully healthy. There's other guys who can come back. I mean, we didn't even know Micah was injured. I didn't know Micah was injured until I saw it on Instagram like this morning or yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, as a good friend and my roommate on the road, I knew that he was dealing with a lot of stuff. So yeah, we lose Micah for the rest of summer, but and publicly announcing now. I mean, I already kind of have, but Aaron is back. Aaron is training with the team, and
Scary.
um, so yeah, we have some different things out there, some different roles, some things I can't really talk about right now, but
Ooh.
yeah, we're looking to compete well, win Wagner and win Norseca.
I mean, the idea, and because I think Aaron has been playing some incredible ball over the past couple of years, playing for Zavierci, and I mean, you would know being
Yes.
on the other side of it, being the recipient of it. Are arguably the MVP of the Plus Liga of the past 2 seasons in the way he's played for Zavierci, adding him into that lineup and seeing that potential lineup for Team USA it must be tantalizing for American fans right now to look at that, and it must feel really good for you guys too to have like, hey, we just went to the finals and we're getting one of our best players back healthy, ready to go too.
It feels great. I love playing with Aaron. He's just a great team player and a great teammate. And we haven't played together in 2 years, and we stepped out there today, and it felt like we were just back. So it's fun. It's a good time. I'm happy that he's back and loving volleyball. But I mean, MVP of Poland this last year. I think what did we have, 5 or 6 matches? Not that I played every single one of those, but I know what he can do,
Hmm.
and it is great to be on the same side of the net with
Yeah,
him.
yeah. I think just like as a not that I'm not a Team USA fan, but I'm not American. I cheer for you guys when you're not playing us.
Thank
Don't
you,
trust
thank
me.
you,
Trust me,
thank
that
you.
loss to you guys this year might have been one of the hardest losses I've ever had to watch. We're
I
not gonna
mean,
yeah.
there were
It
probably a
was
couple of matches for
trust
Canada,
me.
unfortunately.
It was a rough VNL for me. It was a rough VNL. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
felt for them. I feel for them.
next year I just keep all emotion out of it. So that's my that's my silver lining in it. all, all
That's not
emotion
the
out of it.
answer, Everett. Come on,
I
you got to
I
give everything.
Oh, I still will. I mean, but it was just like I actually have like had so much fun doing watch alongs for you guys playing uh like the against Japan especially. That was so much fun. I had like peaked at like 1,400 people watching along with me, which is
Yeah, that's
crazy
awesome.
to think of. But yeah, it's
Here's what
just
I'll
a little
say. I know you don't need to be a fan of us. You're not American, you're Canadian. But your commentary is always unbiased. It's based on
appreciate that.
stats. It's based on the things that you know, your knowledge. It's like it's not like you favor us, it's not like you bash us. It's just what happens is what you and Rob in the past have talked about, and that's what I appreciate.
I appreciate that. I do try to keep it that way for everyone. It does make me some enemies sometimes, especially amongst a certain segment of fans.
Well,
But yeah, it is
I'm
what it
sorry
is.
if Nishida hits negative, he hits negative. Sorry guys. Like
Yeah,
if I shank a ball, I shank a ball.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
that's just we love Nishida, but that's what that's what the game is. That's what sports are. So we can calm down and appreciate what happens out there on the court.
People love Eric Shoji too, though.
Thank you.
I feel like you definitely get your share of love out there. Like you're definitely
I
one
do.
of the more. Also, I will say you are one of my partner's favorite players. So she is
Thank you.
she is a she is a big fan of yours.
I
Um,
appreciate that. You know
yeah,
what's so interesting is like, and I think this may be a good thing, but after our Chicago round, our team was getting the most negative comments that I've ever seen in volleyball ever
really.
over the last, yeah, 8 years. And I was like, okay, I get it. Like we lost 2 games, but the amount of like negative comments and just almost hate comments like we were getting was insane. But I've tried to spin it like, oh, people are watching. Like that's great.
Yeah, that I mean that is like people are caring. I do think, you know, playing Bulgaria now means something just because of how Alex and Moni have elevated the that team, and even more so in the States because of how Moni was when he played here. I mean, he was a superstar, and
Yeah.
you know, brought a number of eyes and a level of attention to the NCAA that I had never really expected to happen. So it just
Yeah.
really brought that up. And I mean, you said it yourself that you really weren't feeling good about the practices kind of at that time during Chicago. What changed between Chicago and the finals? Because you guys kind of came into the finals with a bit of a skid, losing to Bulgaria and Poland, and really turned things
Yeah.
around once you got to China.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I'm being honest, TJ just wasn't feeling great with his body. And I think bringing Ethan in and Karch making that change was pretty big for the team and just to provide that steadiness because TJ, he can score you 25 points, but he just wasn't physically quite there. And I think that just wasn't the lineup that we needed to go with for that final. And that's just me being transparent. I think TJ knows that as well. But I think we just found a certain level of steadiness, and then our serving was just on another level,
Incredible.
especially in
Yeah.
that Italy game. And yeah, we just found our rhythm and competed really well. And I don't think we played perfectly, but the way we competed was almost perfect. And grinding out that win against Japan is something special for this team, and really like gave us something to build off of.
Yeah, it's definitely a win that you guys are going to be able to like hang your hats on and like look back
Yeah.
on and use as a not a jumping off point, but it'd be like, a little bit of support
Well,
down
I
the
think
stretch a little
like
bit.
anytime you can win a 5 set semifinal, it gives you something inside, right? It just propels you forward a little bit. It gives you a little bit of confidence. And we
Hmm.
had lost a couple of 5 setters in the previous round, maybe only against Italy. There might have been
And to
one
and to
more,
and to Japan.
and to Japan. So
Yeah.
it's something that you never forget when you play a 5 setter. And giving like us winning that, I think there is something about winning those 5 setters or losing those 5 setters. I think we're about 50-50. So it was a nice match for us to win. That's it.
That's fair. I mean, you guys did a lot better than in five setters than Canada did this year. That's all I can say about that. So, yeah, it
You
was.
said it. I didn't say it.
It's been it's been a very self-deprecating summer for me and the rest of the Canadian fans. But you gotta take the lumps as you get them. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch you guys play ball. It really was.
Thank
Like
you.
from that first win you guys had against Turkey in week one in Ottawa, like down the stretch. You could kind of feel it. Like I was like, oh, this American team is back. And like in a weird year, the VNL too, where like Brazil doesn't make the
Yeah.
finals and France, and I know that
I
France
know.
went young, but I thought they were going to look way better than they ended up looking. and they weren't really in the mix. There was a few teams kind of going in the opposite way, whereas the U.S. was going back up. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, thank you. I also, just to another point, like I don't want to seem like I'm bashing my guy TJ. That's really not what I'm saying. His body really just wasn't quite there. And to his credit, coming in against Poland, he didn't even warm up
Yeah.
to play front row and get a couple of great touches there. I mean, that basically won us the third set. So, he's still able to do some cool things out there. I think it was just Ethan's moment in for this tournament,
Hmm.
but there's no doubt that TJ will be back scoring points for us.
Yeah, I mean, TJ DeFalco is still TJ DeFalco,
Yeah.
to put it mildly. Like, he's
That
still a guy who
shoulder
can.
is that shoulder is not on everybody. We'll just say that.
Yeah, no, he's gonna. That's like the reality is. I think is that your team, needs to have such a variety of different looks,
Yeah.
and I think Ethan Champlin stepping up in that moment is so big because it kind of provides you because that depth chart is looking pretty good with
Yeah.
Matt Anderson and TJ DeFalco and Aaron Russell and
Yeah.
Ethan Champlin. You still got Jordan Ewert and Thomas Shishki out there. Like that's quite a good outside core. And
Yeah.
honestly, with the four guys that I just mentioned, other than like Poland, it competes like it's kind of at the same level of of an Italy as well too, in terms of of an outside score internationally. Like that's one of the best in the world.
Well, I mean, like we talked about in Vienna, you need depth because you're
Yeah.
playing match 3 days in a row half of the time. So yeah, it's been really cool to see those guys step up and they're just gonna get better. So that's awesome.
Is the VNL the hardest trophy to win in volleyball? Just because of how long and grueling it is. Like you're playing over the course of 2 months. You are traveling to multiple different countries. You're playing 3, 4 matches in a week, back to back to back sometimes. Like
Yeah.
that toll must make it difficult in itself compared to a world championships where it's 2, 3 weeks, you're all in one location, maybe traveling
Yeah.
around a little bit, but not to the same extent. Does that make it the hardest to win?
Well, physically, absolutely. I mean, when you're playing 15 matches, it's pretty hard. And I mean, like you saw, I think we got lucky in a couple of rounds. We like played Germany on their third day. They just weren't quite there. We played Iran at 2 p.m. after they went 5 sets late in the night. There's just certain scenarios, and we've also been on the bad side of those also at certain points. But the Olympics, you're playing every 3 days, which
Yeah.
changes things. It's a different mindset heading into VNL than it is to some of these other tournaments.
Yeah, it must be so grueling. Like it must just like it might even make it more difficult the fact that you guys have weeks off in between because it just
Yeah.
prolongs everything and you
Well,
need to
and then it's
stay
like
game ready for that long.
you question whether you come back to California, do you stay in Europe? Our schedule
Yep.
this year was pretty favorable, but yeah, there's all these decisions that these teams have to make. Like Argentina stays on the road for 6 or 7 weeks. I'm going to do it. Um, But yeah, the French trip was pretty grueling. It was so freaking hot. For whatever
Bro.
reason, like a Europe trip from California, like the time change is really hard. That was one of the hardest weeks that I've personally had in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were pretty lucky though. You had 2 weeks in North America. Ottawa and Chicago.
We
That's
love an
that's
Ottawa trip. I feel like we're there every year almost, and it's easy, it's comfortable, we know where to go.
not
It's
not
like
not
let's
not
let's
anymore.
keep going. No. Bring them back for 20. Bring them back for 20 teams. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they've already extended the VNL to
I
19.
know.
So it's not like they're not going to announce it again and be like, actually, Canada's not relegated. So yeah.
I love an Ottawa trip. Maybe I'll love a Moncton trip too. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? No shade to Moncton. It's just like it's a very small East Coast town. Like I do think like the people on the East Coast are lovely. And like I know you like your seafood and
Yes.
you're gonna like if you like lobster and stuff like that, like you're not gonna find fresher seafood,
Perfect.
because it'll have
Let's
been
get
caught that.
lobster.
Yeah, it'll have been caught that morning.
Perfect.
But Moncton is it's a small town. It's a small town. Maybe comparable to that one tournament we did in West Virginia that one time.
Okay, actually, I can't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, it's going to be comparable to West Virginia. And I was like, okay,
Yeah,
which
pretty
was fine. It
much.
worked out. Everything worked out there. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was small.
So
It was small.
it it'll be chilly. It'll be chilly for sure too.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad about that. It's okay.
Okay.
That'll
As
be
as
kind of nice.
as long as you're ready for it, it'll
Most of
be
us live in Europe. It's like too hot in the summers. I don't
yeah,
know.
that's fair.
I
S-
complain when it's too hot, complain when it's too cold. So
you're just always complaining, eh? Just no wonder Mike is always so upset in your videos and when you make videos with him.
yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh,
a
please. I don't want to
terrible
make a
roommate.
video. Okay, I'll sit here.
Oh, that must be fun. Speaking of Europe, you are headed back to Berlin. You had a few pretty good seasons in Berlin, but you are, I guess, ending your time in Poland. Are you sad to be leaving Poland?
No.
No.
I mean, yeah, in a way, yes. I mean, I have a lot of friends there, people that I built good relationships with. The volleyball is very, very high level. Um, but I'm ready for a change of scenery and I'm excited. I don't think that Berlin is my ideal volleyball situation, especially moving towards the Olympics and getting the highest level of volleyball. Which I think it's going to be challenging, of course, just in a different way. But I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm getting more excited to move there, to move back there, and to live there, and to start competing.
I mean, Berlin is such a beautiful international city.
Yeah.
Um, is what's like one thing you're most excited to experience once again going back to Berlin? Like, are you a techno guy? Like, are you no?
No,
You're not.
the East Side Berlin going out scene is not really my thing.
Fair
What my
enough.
thing is the Asian food street that I live almost directly next to that you can
Oh,
just cruise over, get the best Asian food you'll ever have, and head home. That's what I'm into and very
fair enough.
excited for.
So no
Yes.
Berghain, just sushi rolls.
I've never been there. Would I love to experience it once in my life? Maybe.
Hmm.
I don't think I have the wardrobe. I don't think I have the vibe. I I'm more of like a nice button down, drink out kind of guy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You don't have own any like black leather that you can go
Uh,
and stand in the line for
if
Berghain.
I did, I would never talk about that on this podcast. The
This
answer
is
is
what I've been
no.
saying. I need like a volleyball source after dark podcast, where we, you know, that one is like a Patreon only, the subscribers have
That's
to pay
paid
for it.
for. That's paid
Yeah,
for.
that's paid for
That's
content
paid
for
for.
that's paid for content for sure.
I own nothing leather, just for the record.
Nothing at all, like not even like a pair of leather pants like Ross from Friends. I feel like that was a big 90s thing.
Maybe
Like
I did own a leather jacket back in the day. Yes,
oh
like a
yeah, like
classy Italian one.
oh, okay. Okay.
Not
Did,
like yeah.
yeah. Would you ever see yourself like, you said that Berlin maybe isn't the ideal volleyball spot. And I mean, Berlin as a club, from my understanding, is maybe one of the better run clubs in the world. They're always playing in Champions League and they clearly build their team to go compete in Champions League,
Yeah,
because like the Bundesliga is not quite that competitive. Is Japan a place you're trying to maybe get to before you hang them up at one point? Would you like to play for Japan in Japan?
I would love to. I'm so open to anything. I mean, I feel like Zhenya going there kind of opens the door for some other liberos. I think it would be pretty challenging, but like obviously I would, if everything lined up correctly, I would say yes. But um, yeah, that would be really fun. Also, speaking about the Bundesliga, when the president texted me a while ago, he was like, he literally said the same thing. He said, maybe this isn't the best situation for you, but here's an offer. You know, so I think we're all realistic. The German league, it's not the best league out there, but it's competitive. I think you've seen Berlin do some cool things, Lüneburg, Friedrichshafen. So
Hmm.
I'm excited. I'm going for the vibes. I'm going for good vibes.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, what was I had a thought and I completely lost it. So we'll just go on. Do you have like a bucket list? Like, are you going to, like, do you have like a bucket list team you would like to play for? Like, there's one team you could play for.
Not anymore, but when I was like kind of coming up, it was always Trento.
Okay. Why not
Yeah.
anymore?
I feel like I've just done some really cool things and played for some really cool clubs, and I don't aspire to, you know, bow down to like a certain club in a way. I don't want to sound conceited like that in a way, but it just I've done some really cool things. I just don't have that feeling anymore.
Gotcha. Is there
Yeah.
is there
Would I
is
love to like yes, I would love to go to Trento. That would be amazing,
yeah.
but do I like think about it in my dreams? No.
It's not somewhere that you would like take like a pay cut, from your
I
already
mean, it just depends. There's so many different situations out there. It's like, would I go to Trento for a pay cut if it's right before the Olympics and there's nothing else and I need to play?
mm,
Of course. Would I go there for half the money of Zaxa or Resovia? No, I wouldn't. So there's so many different factors that play into it. But I was so close to going there. Actually, when I played in Italy, I almost got traded, and
wow.
it didn't quite work out. But I was like secretly hoping that I would get traded.
Wow. Do players in Italy wish that there was more teams in the south of Italy as opposed to everyone not being up in the snowy north? Like I know
I
like
don't
there was that one
know.
year like
Yeah,
when TJ played for Vibo and I know Nishida played for Vibo, like they're more in the south, like down there in Calabria, I think it is. I think Toronto was in.
Toronto. There was like Castellana Grota. Was it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Grotta, yeah, was
There was
in
like
was in the
Latina,
south.
which who I played for. There was Sora, who was also south of Rome. I don't know. I don't know what the teams think. I think players now just don't want to travel at all anymore. And the more teams in the south, the more that they would have to travel.
True. That's true. Because you're riding the buses in volleyball, right? You're not in planes
Yes,
and
you're not
private jets.
flying. Well, you are if you're playing in Russia, but um, I think it's also easier for foreigners to live in the north of Italy, from what I
True.
understand. So I don't know. If people in Italy want to complain about them playing in Milan and Rome and Trento, I'm not here for it.
Because you've played in Italy, you've played in Germany, you've played in Poland, you've played in Russia.
Yeah,
Anywhere else? Just those
Austria.
four. Austria. You
Yes.
started in Austria? Like your
My
earlier
second
career
year
was?
was in Austria for Hippo Tirol, which doesn't exist anymore. But
Yeah. Was that when they were in the Bundesliga?
no, we were in the
No,
Austrian League, but
they
we
were
were
still in
also
the
in
Austrian league.
Champions League. We were
Okay.
also in Champions League, yeah.
The Alpenvolleys, if I remember correctly.
Are they the Alpenvolleys? I don't think
They
so.
were they were when they were in the Bundesliga.
Were they?
Because there was a few years there where they played in the
Yeah.
Bundesliga and they were actually really good. Um,
Yeah, they were always solid because they were able to attract like a certain style of player and they just competed well. But that was I loved that year. We won the league, Champions League. We won maybe two sets. So I've been on varying sides of Champions League, but I loved it. I loved playing in Innsbruck.
you're in like the mountains there, right?
I woke up to snowy mountains in the valley every morning.
A little different than the mountains you have in Hawaii, I'm sure, but
Just
still.
a different color, both equally beautiful. Um, yeah,
Are
Innsbruck
you
is
are
it's
you a
a
big
wonderful
hiking
place.
guy? Like,
Oh, I'm like so indoors, Everett. I don't do outdoors. Like I went in the ocean in Hawaii on Sunday, and I also went into the ocean with my Resovia teammate Yasin Luati here in California on Monday, and that's like the most ocean I get. Like two times in a week was like crazy for me. So
wow, really?
yes, yeah,
I like I'm from Canada and I go to the beach more than you do.
yeah. You probably do. I mean, that was the first time I went in California in quite a while, and it's just not something I prioritize when I go home. Like it feels good, it's nice, but it's just not my thing. People like hate me for that, but it's just I love to go to the beach to like have lunch and breakfast and spend time with my parents, but I don't necessarily go in the water all the time.
Gotcha. Got you. Oh, I love going to the beach and
I
like
should. I felt like so at peace the other day sitting on the beach. So maybe I
yeah,
should.
like we'll go camping and I just like will go float in the water and it feels it's amazing. I love it.
It is nice. Maybe I should try. It's more about the effort, like driving, parking.
Hmm. Yeah. My partner and I, we actually kind of want to in Toronto, we have this neighborhood called the Beaches. Um,
Hmm.
and it's like right on the beach because we're on a lake here. Um, it's one of the Great Lakes, so it's quite big. It looks like an ocean. You can't see the other side
Yes.
of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we want to move to the beaches just because the idea of being able to just go sit on the beach, like go for a morning swim, go sit on the beach in the evening, maybe with a little bit of wine, go buy some sushi, go bring it down to the beach, a little bit of wine, like that sounds nice.
That does sound nice.
Yeah.
Sounds very nice. But yeah, I mean, to end the Berlin discussion, I'm so excited. I've been like increasingly getting more excited for it. I mean, like you said, it's a big city, it's diverse, it's very queer friendly. It's just something that I think at this point, like I'm looking for a little bit more life than just like grind, 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 which
Hmm.
naturally, like that's just a part of who I am, and I love to compete and train and play. But it's nice to like feel good in a city. Not that I did it in Poland, but to just like feel free and myself, and it's just something I'm really excited for.
Because when like last time you played for Berlin, you weren't out as
No,
yeah.
no, I was very much not, and like obviously fine and loving life and competing well, but yeah, it's just different to be back 10 years later in a different place in my life and personally and physically and everything. So I'm stoked. I'm ready to go after my 2 weeks off after Norsec.
Well, I guess first, if you don't mind me asking, like, what was the decision for you to kind of come out last summer?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, what
Um well,
just
it
felt
took
like
a
the right
while.
time?
It felt like the right time. The timing of it, first of all, I literally just wanted to get it done before my VNL journey started because I kind of wanted to get it out there, have a week or two, and then I think I played in Chicago, so it was like some attention gone, like let's just get back to work. But I think it was just something that I was feeling that I wanted to get out there for my own brand and just to be 100% the person that I wanted to be moving forward. Moving, as a queer volleyball player, as a queer Olympian, I think it's important to just be out there and to have people see that. But also, just wanting to be that person moving forward when I'm in coaching, when I'm on social media, just having people understand who I am completely.
Hmm.
And I think that was a big step. The other part was that, and that maybe this is the negative side of social media, is that there was always speculation about my sexuality online.
Yeah.
People commenting, people, you know, asking me, just asking in the comments or telling people that, I'm straight, I'm gay, I'm whatever. And I just didn't like that. I didn't like that my family was seeing that. I didn't like that I was seeing that. So yeah, like, does that seem like the right reason why? No, not necessarily, but
I think
all these
absolutely.
factors, all these
Like,
factors contributing, like I know that I made the right decision and I was happy with what I was able to do.
yeah, I mean, like you were definitely able to like not take control of the narrative in like a PR sense, but just like, hey, like able to like just end any of the discussion around it and
Yeah.
do it on your own terms as well too. I think, which was
Yes.
great.
And I think that was again another important part because eventually someone was going to say something that they had seen me or had heard about, something out there, who knows. So, yeah, did it get some attention in a good way? Like, yes, for about a week, that was great. And then it stopped. And I moved on with my life. And everyone moved on. My team moved on. My family moved on. And now I'm living who I am, which I'm very much happy with. And it's just like life now. It was like we're moving past it. I just didn't think it needed to be this huge deal for like forever. For like a week, it was
Hmm.
great.
Yeah. I mean, even just scrolling, because I obviously remember the post, and even just scrolling through it, I didn't feel like there was like no negativity at all. It was mostly just comments being like, the closet was made out of glass, um, which I honestly kind of love that. It's
No,
just
some of them
that's,
are funny. Some of them are
yeah,
funny.
that
Well,
was
I
good. But
I knew, sorry to interrupt. I knew that
Oh,
I felt comfortable and confident when I felt nothing from from those like negative seeming
yeah.
comments. Like I literally saw them. I was kind of like, okay, laughed at some of them, and then was moving on. And that's something that I haven't always been able to do in the past. So when I felt that and felt very little emotion towards some of these comments, I knew that I did the right thing and that I was in the right moment. And that was pretty big for me.
I mean, that's great. I mean, I love the idea of, and growing up in the 2000s, which was a very different time for, that kind of stuff. Like those slurs were still used wildly and readily. Like you go back and watch TV shows and stuff like that, and it's still out there. Like even as like a straight man growing up, because I played other sports, but I was constantly called slurs just for playing volleyball. And it's like,
Yeah.
so at a certain point, if people are going to call us like a quote unquote gay sport, then we might as well be the gay sport, like, and like we were kind of seeing that, and USA Volleyball in a way is kind of leading that. Like you guys got like guys like Jordan Lucas out there who was not caused controversy, but was surrounded by the controversy, and I thought he handled it well. There's
Yeah.
the libero for the U17 and U19 team, Colin. I forget his name, but the Bayou Bruin on TikTok,
Oh
who's
my
like,
God.
yeah, like it's kind of nice to see, and I know here.
Merrick, I got to shout
Oh
out
yeah.
Merrick
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
Merrick, absolutely. And like there's no way that anyone can watch Merrick play and be like, "Oh yeah, that's not masculine." Right? Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry
I
with the
mean,
way
come
he
on,
jumps and
he's the
hits.
most physical player on the court, arguably. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I just one of my goals when I made this decision was it's not necessarily about the barrier to entry of our sport because I think that our sport is very open.
Hmm.
You're seeing gay leagues, you're seeing queer volleyball players pretty much everywhere. Also in Canada, I would say that's probably the case.
Oh,
But
the gay leagues are the biggest adult leagues in Toronto. Like they are massive.
yeah.
They're huge.
So for me, it wasn't necessarily about the barrier to entry. For me, it was about showing people that you can keep going and you can like make these high level teams because I do think when you're in any situation where you feel like you're the minority, it's like it's pretty daunting. If you're the only Asian guy in a situation, if you're the only man in a situation, it's like those are kind of the barriers that I think gay players felt a lot, especially, maybe at a younger age. It's like, I don't want to be the only gay 14-year-old on a team. Like, so I'm gonna stop, right?
Hmm.
But I think for me, like showing people that you can be in the Olympics, you can be on the national team, you can play in Europe, you can play in Poland and be open on yourself, like that was important for me because I don't want a talented 16-year-old quitting out there because he feels different. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm inspiring people, maybe I'm not. I know that I did the right thing for me and hopefully it's making a difference.
I mean, I think you're probably the most, well, I guess like Mike is
Yeah.
also is also out. There's a number of Brazilians who are out too,
Yeah.
and which which very much makes sense, and it's just good. Like let's just make it a nice fun place to be for all. So
I
it
mean, I
must
agree.
be.
I think a big thing for me was going back to Poland after I had done it because Poland,
Yeah.
I think you'll find a lot of openness in Poland, but in terms of maybe the laws and the government, it's not quite as open. But it was just cool to be going back there and knowing that the guys knew who I was and accepted me. And in a lot of cases, I was the first gay person that they had even known about or met. So
Wow.
to know that they
Crazy.
supported me, commented on the video, still hung out with me, like I mean, when Bartosz Kurek comments and it makes the news about my video, like something that for me that
Really?
doesn't
That's
yeah,
what happened?
yeah,
Wow.
like that absolutely should not make the news, but in Poland it's just a different place again. Yeah, it was cool to just be in Poland this last year and be myself, every single teammate and staff and member knowing who I was and living life.
Great. Now you're going back to Berlin, as you said. It's a very, very queer
Yeah, I mean,
friendly.
that one's going to be a breeze in terms of that, so
Yeah. Like after
that'll
San
be easy.
Francisco might be like the hotbed for queer culture, definitely in Europe, from my
Yeah,
understanding.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's So, and I've already done a couple articles about that. I'm just looking forward to getting there and playing some ball.
Hmm. Is it kind of nice because like I'm sure in Poland it's such a like it's just like volleyball's so big there, and you're playing
Yeah.
for Zaksa, you're playing for Varsovia, you're playing for big clubs. Is it kind of nice to be going to Germany where maybe it's just not as big and it might be, as you said, like maybe like the work life balance in a way is a little different?
Yeah, I think so. I think the attention on volleyball in Poland is such a great thing, but
Hmm.
for me became a little bit overwhelming. I actually deleted Twitter because of it.
Oof.
And it wasn't necessarily all this negativity coming my way or a team's way, but it was like opening up
Hmm.
Twitter and seeing 5 tweets about the game and my stats compared to other guys and who should do this and who's getting paid and what are the transfers. And I just think at this point, I just don't need that anymore. Like it was exciting for a while, but I don't have Twitter anymore because I just don't need to see volleyball stuff as much anymore. I love volleyball. I watch everything on YouTube. I watch all these things. But for me, that became a little bit overwhelming. So yeah, I think a little change of pace, maybe a little bit more anonymity in
Anonymity.
Berlin and just yeah, not being talked about all the time online, whether it's the team or individually, I think is a little it will be refreshing for me.
Yeah.
But again,
What's
that's a
one
good
thing?
thing. It's like it's popular, right? So people are commenting. It's like that's what we
For
want.
sure.
I
Yeah.
just know that for me it wasn't always the healthiest.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like as an athlete, you definitely need to just tune it out completely. You don't need to
Yeah.
be like Kevin Durant out there with burners and just getting into Twitter fights. What's one thing you're doing away from volleyball? Right? What's when you're not playing volleyball, when you're not watching volleyball, when you're not
Ooh.
watching all of my videos, because I know you do. What's one thing you're doing away from volleyball? Like, are you an anime guy? Are you a video games guy? You're clearly not a go to the beach or go hiking or camping guy. We've gone over that. Do you like, I don't know, do you like theater? Where's, you know?
I'm so boring, Everett. I feel like I don't do anything. I'm like rest and recover in my bed watching Ted Lasso season 4 right now.
Oh, I honestly, I cannot wait for my partner to get home so I can watch season 4.
Yes. I'm
I've
rewatching
like,
Schitt's Creek right now, Canadian.
yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, I'm really not that exciting, but I love a good coffee. I love a dinner out. Anything
Hmm.
for me, I mean, obviously the last week I was home to be with family and my nieces and nephew there, and I'll go visit my sister after Norseca. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm that exciting, but it's like, little moments, it's coffees, it's dinners, it's things
Okay,
like
what's
that. Maybe
what's
I
your
should get a
coffee order?
hobby. Maybe I should get a hobby. Ooh, my coffee order. This morning I had a sugar-free vanilla latte with Mason Briggs.
Okay, okay. A
Yes.
sugar-free vanilla latte. Are you
Yes.
usually a sugar-free guy?
Yeah, I feel like I just don't need those. If I'm gonna get my sugar, it's gonna be somewhere else. It's gonna be
Mm.
like a brownie. It's not gonna
Oh,
be
okay.
it's not gonna be in my coffee. That feels like a waste to me.
I do need a little bit of sugar in my coffee. If it's the
That's
weekend,
why,
then then maybe it's a little candy coffee.
I'm not sure what's better, arguably, like the real stuff or the fake stuff. So I go with the Splenda type, just
Okay.
eating my insides from the fake stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've really been getting into some Diet Cokes recently. Those, oh, like a crispy Diet Coke, like it
You are
says,
speaking my language.
and it's just been within the past like couple of months, and yeah, like a friend of mine, a friend of mine finally like finished his master's yesterday, and so we all went out for drinks, and another friend of mine like picked me up on the way home, and he's like, I've got an extra Diet Coke, and I was like, yeah, give me that,
Okay,
give me
but
that.
like one of my guilty pleasures, and it's like if maybe it's a longer day, but there's a McDonald's on my way home, and I will drive through a large Diet Coke, and that's it. And it is better than anything else.
I haven't gone to McDonald's in a while. Oh,
No, they have special Coke and Diet Coke there.
really? Like it's
Yes, it's
different?
like it's different because they like ship in the syrup differently, or it's like handmade. I don't know. It's different. It's different.
Okay. Do you feel like it's different in Europe compared to back in the
Well,
States?
I drink Coke Zero normally in Europe.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, one of my things like the last couple of years is I don't drink calories when I have liquids like that. So I go for the diets, I go for the Coke Zeros. Again, arguably worse than the real thing, but I'm not gonna waste my calories, my extra calories on a drink. It's gonna be
Yeah,
on a brownie or a cookie.
that's fair. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
can't have both. I'm not gonna have both. I'm gonna have one, and it's gonna be the cookie.
Yeah. If I'm getting calories through a drink, it better be a beer. That's that's
Okay.
that's how I see it. So,
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't
don't drink
drink
beers
often.
during.
I don't
I,
drink
I,
often.
oh no, I try not to drink beers during the week. Last night was an exception because my buddy finished his master's degree, but beers are for weekends only.
Sorry, my headphone just died.
No, no,
Um,
you're good.
you're,
Um,
yeah, I don't drink
be-
very often, and if it's gonna be a Friday probably if it
are you
happens.
a cocktail guy?
What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah, I love a margarita.
I
I love like a tequila soda with lime,
okay,
but I'll drink a
okay.
beer. I'm not against beer. I was in a frat at Stanford, so
You were in a frat?
yep, Kappa Alpha baby, let's go.
Wow.
It was an
That
athlete house mostly.
that's still I would have not expected like are we gonna go back like pre-national champion
Oh yeah,
actually you just got inducted into the Stanford Athlete Hall of Fame, congratulations, but
thank
like
you very
was
much.
there a version of Erik Shoji that was doing keg stands back in the day?
I never did a keg stand. Yeah, there's probably some things that I don't need to talk about on this video.
That's awesome. Damn.
I had my fun. I had my fun in college. I always tell my parents I didn't drink in high school. I never drank before college. And then I decided to have fun.
Good.
I
Yeah.
needed it. I needed a little like liquid courage. I was really shy.
Yeah, I bet. What when if you're going on a night, you say like going to dinner, are you like a steak guy? I know we all know you love sushi,
Yeah.
and you're a big sushi guy. But if you're not getting sushi, what are you getting? Like, is it pasta? Is it steak?
Give me a steak 7 days a week.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Give me a heavily salted, medium rare steak every day.
Okay.
I'll eat.
Fair enough. So
Yes. I don't restrict myself. I like a lot of different things, but like a nice salty steak hits the spot every time.
I know. Yeah. It. There's just nothing quite like it.
No,
Nothing quite like a good steak. It's I actually kind of want to go get a steak now. I
I
probably
know.
won't, but
Sounds nice.
yeah,
We'll
it
see.
it does sound nice. Do you have training tomorrow?
Yeah, I just got back and we are on for 9 a.m. tomorrow.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty normal though. Do you guys lift like
Well,
what's in a regular day at Team USA? Is it like lift in the morning, lift before?
no, so we're pretty unique. We have one kind of block a day. So on Friday, we have practice and then lifting immediately after. So I'll get in around 8, eat breakfast, prep for practice. Practice will be 9 to 11:30, and then I'll go immediately to the weight room, lift till about 1 and get lunch and I'm done.
Oh, you'll go out lift Taylor Averill, right?
Uh maybe in like some random exercise of like ankle mobility. Actually, he doesn't do calves well. He'll admit to that.
He doesn't do calves well.
No, he doesn't like doing calves, so I might be able to out calf him.
But I feel like calves are such a like a pretty boy persona type thing. You would think that he was into like just like even just for the aesthetic. He's got everything else.
Well, you're gonna have to bring that up with him because I don't wanna. He's sensitive about that part of his body, so
He's
he needs to
sensitive.
figure that out himself.
That's honestly that's the content we need is just seeing how like seeing some of the heavies those boys are lifting in the gym.
I mean, I agree. I love making those kinds of videos. I remember there was a video a couple years ago of Avril made one of me of doing nothing in the weight room,
I
which was
remember that.
hilarious because I probably was doing something, but then he was catching me every like water break, and then like I came back with him not being able to block our coach. It was just it's funny banter. I love that kind of stuff.
Is Averill like he's clearly like one of the bigger personalities on the team. Does it ever get too much?
Ooh, I'm wondering if he's gonna be mad at this. Probably. but I think he's aware of it.
Fair
Like he
enough.
knows when he's being too much, and then he just keeps going. You
Love
know,
that.
so what are you supposed to do? It's not like he's being a bad guy. It's not like he's being a bad person. It's just Taylor.
It's just Taylor being Taylor. He's
That's
making
it.
jokes. You're making the content. Micah's pretending not to want to be in the content and just, always posing for it perfectly.
Yes. Like, oh, he's flexed perfectly in the sun, shining. Like, really, really, you don't want to be in the video, Micah? Come on.
He just wants to give off that casualness, the casual model-esque.
I will admit, like, most of the time it's me just setting everything up and him just sitting there. But I mean, I say you're welcome for getting at least a couple of followers from that.
For sure. Who are you gonna room with in Moncton?
I don't know. It's a good question. I mean,
Okay.
I'm pretty picky sometimes, so I roomed with Cole Hartke in Ottawa. That was really nice. That was easy.
Do you get
But
to
I don't
pick
know.
as
It
one of the
depends.
seniors? Do you get to
Sometimes
pick?
Karch likes us to mix it up. Sometimes we get to pick.
Okay. Okay.
We'll
If you
see.
had to pick, who would you pick?
I would pick to be alone,
Oh, okay.
which isn't going to
That's
happen.
no, that I'm sure that won't happen.
No,
So there's
because
probably
Matt's
not.
Matt's older than I am and has more matches under his belt, so he always gets the room that's solo if we have an extra one.
Okay. Are you number 2 after Matt?
Yes.
Yeah. Because Micah's still like 4 years younger than you?
Micah is
5?
3 years younger than I am. And over the year, I mean, we started at the same time basically, but over the years has missed more than I have. So I have more games
Gotcha.
also.
Gotcha. Only 3 years. You're a 91? 90?
I'm an 89, he's a 92.
Oh yeah. No, he is my age. I'm such a
We,
failure.
like, when I was a senior, he was a freshman.
Okay. Did you guys play at Punahou together?
No, he went to Kamehameha, which is another,
Oh,
like, a private school.
true.
And then Micah Ma'a went to the same school as I did.
Okay. He
Yeah.
also went to Punahou.
Yes. Well,
Uh,
actually, he started at Kamehameha and transferred to Puno. So, yeah.
oh, drama.
Just saying,
Drama.
you choosing to transfer, nah, it's all personal. So,
I mean,
um,
like back in the day, like Punahou was like one of the first schools that would put stuff on YouTube. Right?
yeah,
Like so you could watch Punahou stuff
I
like
know.
in the 2000s, you could watch Punahou stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. No, I mean, they do a good job. They've always been a kind of ahead of the times, especially with videoing, whether it's just like a stationary camera. But yeah, they do a good job. They put a lot of stuff on online, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Eric, I feel like I've taken up more than enough of your time. You said you'd give me an hour and it's been an hour and a half.
We're
So
there.
I did swindle you into an extra half hour, which I'm not sorry about.
I did not even realize, so we're good.
Yeah, that's good. But I guess before we end it here, um, I just saw this on TikTok. Literally, as I was eating lunch before coming on with you, and it was a content creator going around asking people, "Would you rather your kids play D3 basketball or D1 volleyball?
Yes.
Which would you prefer?"
Oh, D1 volleyball. I'm so sorry, but yeah, that's definitely well, that's obvious for me. But
Yeah, I mean, hey, you won.
I mean, I
Actually,
think
you
half of the people don't even know what volleyball is they're asking. Like that there's real life with us.
yes. Oh yeah, no, trust me, all the time. Like people are like, "Oh, what do you do?" It's like, "Oh, I'm a volleyball content creator." Like, "Oh, that exists." Like oh, there's pro leagues. What? There's pro
Barely,
volleyball?
barely.
Barely. Yeah. But barely is right. It's like people make millions playing volleyball. A couple
Some.
do. Some, a few, more women than men actually. Uh, but
We won't get into it. We won't get into it.
no, we won't get into the salaries of volleyball. I would love to because there's no transparency about it. Like it's so
Zero.
hard to know what everyone's getting paid, like compared to every other sport. We know like the exact terms of every
I,
single contract. Volleyball, nothing.
no. I mean,
Nothing.
do we really need transparency about like a $50,000 contract? Probably not. Like, these baseball players, their contracts online, they'll be fine. They'll be just fine. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
there is none. Like, even most of the time when I see these numbers online of people, I'm like, that's not right either. So,
Well, I remember you made a video one time about like someone had like talked about your net worth. And it was like if you Googled your net worth and it was
yeah.
just crazy high, and you're like, there's no like he's like, if this is my net worth, like I want to see some of this.
Yeah, I'm like, in what world are we living? Like, what properties am I owning? What investments am I making? Maybe my brother's making some money at his firm, but no idea.
By the way, shout out to Kavika. I was always a big Kavika Shoji fan.
Me too. He's great.
Yeah. I think I told you this before. The first event I ever worked, he was the setter for the A2 team.
Oh,
It was in Gatineau in 2011, the Pan Am Cup team.
yeah, I got cut from that.
Yeah, Dustin Watton was the libero. I remember. And I loved watching he just had such nice hands. They were just so clean. I loved watching him at Padova as well too. He was so good.
Yeah, he's a really good. He's like the best competitor. He's not always the best setter, but he's gonna compete well enough to win. So that was kind of his strength.
Do you guys still go at it toe to toe when you go back?
Not really.
No,
No,
no, no, like one-on-one short court.
No, I mean, I think I posted a video the other day of me serving him. Like that's the most we do now. There's just if we play pickleball, maybe.
Okay. Big
That's about
pickleball
it.
guys, eh? Yeah.
My
right.
family pickleball.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's the one thing that'll get you out of the house. Pickleball.
It did 7 a.m. twice when I was on vacation.
Whoa. I feel like that's big for you.
I always wake up early at home, but my mom loves to play pickleball with me, and I love to play with her, so we go out and play.
That must be nice. The all-star Shojis.
It's funny because my dad will come down, and my dad is like pretty famous in Hawaii, so people love to watch my dad because he's like very competitive and goes at it and gets pissed, and but all of a sudden there's a crowd watching our court. I'm like, what is going on?
They're not even they're not even watching the Olympian either. They're watching your dad.
No. These people don't know me. They know Dave Shoji. So it's so funny. And he gets pissed when he does something bad. So
didn't he coach Japan for a spell?
Mm-mm.
No,
I think you're thinking of Gary Sato.
Yes, sorry, I am thinking of Gary Sato. You're right.
Easily mixed up. I've been called a Sato many times in my life.
Are the Satos from Hawaii as well?
No, they're from California.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Once again, I can talk to you all day so easily. So I won't take.
I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off now. I gotta go.
Yeah, cut me off, Erik. I really appreciate you taking the time chatting with me. Congratulations on the silver medal.
Thank you.
Best of luck at the Memorial Wagner. Best of luck in Moncton. If I don't see you there, it's still up in the air. If I'm going to be heading out, I don't know if I can potentially get time off of work. We'll see. Or afford just to go to Moncton. Like it'd be so expensive just to go get out there.
What is that flight from Toronto? Like how many? 2 hours? 3 hours?
Yeah, it's probably about 3 hours. The thing is, you could probably fly directly to Moncton from Toronto. But it's just like flights in Canada are so expensive.
They're really expensive right now. Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? But best of luck and enjoy Berlin.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm excited. Appreciate you having me.
Always appreciate you coming on. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Bye. Peace.